Hey everybody, ChristopherOdd here, here to talk about XCOM 2 and the new season. It's going to be very, very different. You'll probably notice just from what's on the screen right now. This is going to be a co-op campaign with myself and my good friend Marbs, who I have with me here.
Hi everyone.
So if you don't know who Marbs is, you're probably crazy. I'm sure you guys all know who Marbs is. He's a very, very good XCOM 2 and just general strategy game player. And we decided to try our hand at a co-op campaign. So we're going to cover off a couple of things really quickly in the next 5 minutes or so. I'm going to share with you the way to upload your character to the character pool for the campaign. We're going to share the mod lists. We're going to explain when the campaign is starting and how the episodes are going to go after that. So the first thing I'll explain is the website. It's really easy. It's just ChristopherOdd.com. You'll be taken to this splash page, and all you need to do is drag your character pool bin file here. If you don't know how to export from your character pool, then you can search my channel. There's a bunch of videos I've made on how to use your character pool. But my advice to you guys would be to strip out a lot of your cosmetic mods and only use the mod list that we are currently using. In terms of cosmetics, you really want to keep it simple so that your character is displayed correctly. The next thing is...
you need to be careful to not create a pool without a soldier, like an empty pool, because it's kind of easy to do that.
Yeah, the website will actually, if that happens, the website will parse that. It'll detect when there's an empty pool. But that is correct. A lot of people have uploaded empty pools in the past, so just keep an eye on that. Marbs, you want to talk about the mod list a little bit? I've got it showing here for everybody.
Yeah, so we will have the mod list linked in the video description. And from the major mods that we are using, there's a Better Advent. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with it, but for those of you who aren't, a Better Advent does two important things. First, it changes enemy behavior. And second, it adds a lot more enemies in the early game, in the mid game, in the late game. They kind of plug some existing holes in enemy types. They make missions harder. And I don't want to spoil too much because there are quite a few surprises in a Better Advent.
Yeah.
Unpleasant surprises, let's just say.
And I think people have probably seen a Better Advent on both of our channels at some point, so...
Yeah, we are also using Grammy's loot mod, which we both used extensively, myself and Chris. So I'm sure both my viewers and your viewers are very familiar with that one.
Yep, big time.
And it's one of my favorite mods, I have to say.
Yeah, you know what? There's a love-hate for a lot of people. You either love it or you hate it. But I think it adds like kind of a new excitement. Like every time you're opening the loot boxes, I find that the weapons are diverse enough where, you know, it actually matters what kind of loot you get, so I like it for that reason.
And sometimes you have to really think whether you want to sacrifice research time to open logboxes. Yeah. Because I almost lost campaigns because I wasted too much research time on opening logboxes. Oh,
you know what? That reminds me. We were talking previously about having each soldier have their unique soldier loadout, which means once we assign them a weapon, we can't swap it around to give to other people. Did you want to stick with that, or what are your thoughts?
We could give it a shot.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
We might want to add one soldier to the base squad size then.
Yeah, we can chat about that and figure that out, but I think that would be a unique little twist.
So we are also using all the long war mods except leader pack. I think that's fairly standard for both of us.
Yeah, agreed.
Quite a few cosmetic mods, some interface mods that, again, we both use frequently.
We've added the rogue class.
So... Oh yeah, the rogue class, which is, in my opinion, one of the best balanced standalone class mods, easily.
Yeah, I agree.
And we also use squad notoriety, which is kind of a different take on fatigue. A more interesting, in my opinion at least, and I've played it, it's new for Chris. And what it does, like the short version of what it does, is that it penalizes you for bringing the same soldiers to a mission over and over. But it doesn't physically prevent you from doing it. So unless your guy is wounded, then obviously you can't bring him. But if he's not wounded, you can bring the same soldier over and over if you feel like you have to. But you will get increasingly challenging penalties. So at first, enemies will get extended vision range so that they will spot you more easily. Then they will get reinforcements. Then they will get stronger reinforcements and even bigger detection radius. So it's up to you. It's a pretty interesting mechanic. It's best if you see how it works in practice. It's hard to explain it.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool.
Showing how it works.
It's like one of those overarching like campaign impact mods.
Yes, and one of my favorite parts of that mod is that unlike fatigue, it actually affects your tactical decisions sometimes, because if you kill civilians during missions that aren't retaliation missions, you will get increased notoriety from that. So it actually affects your decisions in some situations.
I like that. Any others that you think we need to talk about? I think the rest are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I think that's basically it. We are using 3 standalone enemy mods on top of a better advent. That's the Elite Viper, which pretty much plugs like the missing Vipers in the late game, because that's a bit of a hole in enemy types.
Yep.
Vipers kind of like disappear off the face of the planet past certain point of the campaign. Then we also got the Advent Priest, which is basically a healer. He will heal other enemies as a priority. A fairly straightforward enemy, but it makes things a bit more interesting sometimes.
Yep.
And we got the Rift Keeper, which is a late game version of the Gatekeeper, a more challenging late game version of the Rift Keeper. You can't just kill it in one turn with blue screen, let's just say.
Yeah, no, that'll be cool. I'm interested in checking that out. If you guys have cosmetic mods that you'd like to suggest, please do so, and Marbs and I will both take a look at it, and we may include it. We're gonna try to do like try to keep things pretty simple from a mod list perspective, especially because things can get a bit wonky when people are uploading character pool files. So we may or may not add additional cosmetics, but if there's any that you think are really cool, then we may add them. I'll maybe explain how the episodes are going to work, Marbs, and then we can wrap it up if that works.
All right, sounds good.
So our first episode is going to be this Sunday. That is Sunday the 8th of January. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a screen share, Marbazir and I, and we're both going to do the Gatekeeper mission together, which is going to be, I don't know how that's going to go. Probably going to be a super disaster, but it should be fun.
Probably.
We will upload that video to both of our channels on Sunday. And after that, we will be alternating channels for every mission. So on the Monday, maybe I will do a mission, and then I'll set up the squad and everything for the following mission. I will then pass the save file over to Marbazir, who will have that ready to go on his channel for Tuesday, etc., etc.
I'm looking forward to it. It will be interesting to play with the other person's squad setup.
Yeah, well, that's just it, right?
Because
so,
I'm sure we have our own quirks and preferences when it comes to soldier loadout.
I'm pretty much just going to try to screw you over the whole time. So, no, I'm just kidding. Marbazir is a very good player, guys. If you haven't checked out his channel, like, please go and do it, because it's he's very, very good at XCOM. Like, I make a lot of questionable decisions. Marbazir makes significantly less questionable decisions, so you should check it out. But I think it's going to be fun.
And for those of you on my end of things, if you're not familiar with ChristopherOdd, then you should definitely go check him out. And if you're not familiar with him, what the heck is wrong with you?
For a few laughs, you know, come over and have a good time. But yeah, this is going to be fun. I don't think anybody's done like a really in-depth co-op campaign. We know that there are co-op mods that, in my opinion, aren't that polished yet, so we're not doing those. We're just going to toss the save file back and forth and hope for the best. But I think it should be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And I think we probably wrap it up here. And you guys can go upload your character pool files if you want.
Yep, sound good? I'm looking forward to it as well.
Cool. Sounds good, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.